Hey fellow contractors, let's face it, price objections are something that we've all dealt with and will continue to deal with. It's frustrating sometimes when homeowners push back on your quote, but here's the thing, objections aren't rejections. They're opportunities to educate your clients and ultimately close the deal and get the project. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 of the most common price objection remodelers face and how to overcome them like a pro. So before we get into the objections, just want to set the foundation. First, let's talk about how to prevent objections from coming up in the first place. Number 1, set clear expectations up front by explaining costs like materials, labor, permits during your initial consultation. Ask the right questions like, what's your ideal investment for this project, so you get an idea as to what number they have in their mind. Number 3, educate your clients on the value of high quality work and of course its long-term benefits, so they don't go with the cheapest quote. And 4, show examples like testimonials. Before and after pictures are huge. Social proof is the name of the game. And finally, provide a very transparent and itemized estimate. Nowadays, there are so many softwares like Handoff that create beautiful estimates in minutes even, so there's no excuse for not having a professional looking estimate. When you lay this groundwork, you build trust and ideally you reduce surprises, because nobody likes those, the contractor or the homeowner. All right, let's get into price objection number 1. The objection: your quote is higher than other contractors. Homeowners might compare your bid to a cheaper one without understanding what's missing. So here's how to handle it. Number 1, break it down. Explain that your quote includes premium materials, permits, and warranties. Share a story, like the client who went with the cheaper contractor but called you later to fix the mess. We've all been there. Here's an example conversation, kind of a quick little role play. Homeowner: why is your quote $5,000 higher? Here's what you say. I understand. Let me show you why. Our quote includes premium materials that last, while lower bids might use cheaper alternatives that will end up costing you more down the line. By educating and providing transparency, you show them that the value behind your pricing. Next price objection, number 2. I didn't expect to cost this much. Sticker shock happens when homeowners have outdated expectations. Here's how to handle this one. Educate them upfront about cost factors. You want to also set a realistic price range during your consultations. For example, similar projects range from $20,000 to $35,000. Where would you like to be on that spectrum? Here's an example conversation. Homeowner says, oh, I thought this cost would be about $10,000 from what I read on the internet. Here's what you say. That's common, but most of these estimates like on TV that you see are outdated and unrealistic. Let me break it down so you can see where all of these costs are coming from. Helping them understand how costs add up reduces that sticker shock and builds trust. Price objection number 3. Can you lower the price? Instead of discounting, offer value-based adjustments. Suggest cost-saving changes like standard materials instead of custom ones. Propose breaking the project into phases to help spread out the costs. Here's an example conversation. Homeowner: can you lower the price any? Here's what you say. Instead of lowering the price, let's adjust the project to fit your budget without compromising quality. This keeps your margins intact while meeting their budget that they have in mind. I also heard a really good way to handle this from Alex Formosi. When somebody would ask him, can you lower the price? He would say, I can increase the price. I haven't tried this one yet, but it's always in my mind when I hear this objection. Number 4, why is it so expensive for a small job? Small jobs still have fixed costs like permits, setup, tools, and you got to keep your margins, right? Explain that these don't change based on project size. So here's an example conversation. Homeowner: why so much for a small job? Here's what you say. You know, even smaller jobs require fixed costs like permits, mobilization, labor, etc., etc. Doing it right the first time saves you money on future repairs. Being transparent always helps, especially about costs, which reassures clients that their money is well spent, and then you can explain to them exactly where that money's going. And the last price objection. I've heard stories about contractors overcharging. Everyone's skeptical, especially with the contracting world. So to combat this, share reviews, testimonials, and before and after photos to build credibility. Ideally, you have these plastered all over your social media and your website, so the homeowner has already done their research and they can actually find stuff out about you. You also want to walk them through an itemized estimate showing where every single dollar goes. Here's an example conversation. Homeowner: how do I know that I'm not being overcharged? Here's what you say. Let me show you testimonials from past clients, happy clients, and walk you through our very transparent estimate so you know exactly where each dollar is going. This builds so much trust and sets you apart from less reputable contractors. Price objections are just part of the job of selling your services, but they don't have to cost you the sale. By being transparent, educating your clients, and showing the value of your work, you're gonna end up closing more deals and building stronger relationships that help form those long-term clients that not only will hire you again, but also refer people to you. If you found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your team. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips to grow in your remodeling business.